Hi everybody, welcome. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. My name is Joy Ruben and I'm joining you with Berkshire Yoga Dance and Fitness. We'll be together for 1 hour. Get any props you'd like to use. Make yourself comfortable. And make sure to check out the other classes at Berkshire Yoga Dance and Fitness. You can find them all right on the Facebook page or on YouTube so that you can stay moving even while you're staying home safe. Let's get started. Find a comfortable seat. You can grab a blanket or a towel so you can prop up your hips. Start to settle in, sitting comfortably. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. Settle in on the edge of your folded blanket. And once you do that, lift your spine. Feel, if you can, into the curves of your spine. So while you're lifting, you're still soft in the natural curvature of your body. Settle your hands comfortably towards your lap. And we'll begin with a little bit of mindful breathing. Your eyes can be open or completely closed, whatever feels comfortable now. And begin to feel the rhythm of your breath. Feel where your body moves as you breathe. Notice the depth of your breath. Notice the speed. And just become acquainted as we start to settle in to ground. And now we'll do a little bit of breath practice with a 3-part breathing. So on your next inhalation, fill up your belly, your low lungs, your mid lungs around your rib cage, and the top of your lungs up by your collarbones. And as you exhale, empty from the top of your lungs, the middle of your lungs, and empty way down in the bottom of your lungs. Again, as you inhale, fill the bottoms of your lungs, fill the middle of your lungs, fill way up high at the tops of your lungs. And as you exhale, let go from the top, the middle, and all the way down at the bottom. And for another moment, at your own speed, continue this 3-part breathing. Filling up from bottom to middle to top, and letting go from top down to middle, down to bottom. And as you breathe this way, meet the capacity of your lungs. Become aware of just how much air, oxygen, breath your lungs can take in. It's a lot when you breathe fully like that in 3-part breathing. And equally notice how much you can let go as you exhale. Just another moment of 3-part breath. Great. And then let's start to move nice and easy. Lower your chin down towards your chest, and then from the tip of your nose, guide the motion as you inhale and sweep your nose around and up in a half circle. And as you exhale, completing the circle, sweeping your nose down and across your chest. Inhaling up and around, chin lifts. Exhaling down and around. A few more moments, rolling the head, breathing fully, relaxing the shoulders, and take a moment with this gentle seated movement to notice your body, what you're coming to the mat with. And when you're ready, begin those head circles in the other direction. And for today's class, I would like you to be aware of your own rhythm. Making an exploration out of following your speed, your rhythm, initiating a pose with a connection to your own timing, and making today's class dedicated to you connecting with your body, your rhythm, your timing. Relax your chin right down to the center of your chest and then lift your head to neutral. Stretch your fingers towards the floor. We're going to roll the shoulders up, back, and down a few times. As you do that, try a letting go breath. So it's an inhale through the nostrils, exhale out of the mouth. Yes, one more circle. One more breath, good. Relax your hands back towards your lap. Legs can be in Sukhasana, easy pose, crossed, or just stretch them right out like a V, whatever feels comfortable. Take your heart in the direction of your right knee. We're going to move into heart to earth circles. So as you inhale, take your heart forward and around towards the earth. As you exhale, back and around. Inhale, forward and around. Exhale, back and around. And we're going to stick with this for a few moments, warming into the body, into the breath, into the movement. And as you move, notice if there's anything your body's telling you. Something might feel very good as you do it. A certain body part might be asking you to nurture it or be extra gentle. Whatever it is, just be open to messages that might come from your body. And when you're ready, we'll change directions. Inhale when you come forward and around, and exhale back. Eyes can be open or closed. And even though your whole body is fluid, at the same time, create a grounded sense through your legs, through your hips connecting to the floor. And then back up to center. Good. If your legs are crossed, cross the opposite leg in front now. Turn your heart again towards your right knee. Reach your fingertips towards the floor on either side. Inhale, and as you exhale, we're gently, really easy, just gonna fold down over the right thigh and knee. Your hands can rest close to the body. For a deeper stretch, you can really reach your hands far out in front. Keep the hips heavy, the legs towards the earth, and you can relax your forehead down to your knee if you like, or just gaze down towards your mat. Hips to the earth, moving back and down. Hands as much as you like, moving forward and out. Walk your hands to center. Settling in on an inhalation, lift a little bit, make room for your body. And as you exhale, come down again. Remember that three-part breath and reconnect with a sense of how much you can breathe into your lungs. In this pose, with the front of the body compressed, you have an opportunity to breathe more fully into the backs of your lungs. Crawl your hands in the direction of your left knee. Inhale and lift and lengthen. Give yourself room, and then on the exhalation, come back down. Hips heavy, hips back and down, hands reaching forward and out. And crawl your hands right back in towards your body, coming up to sit. Take your legs out to a V if they have been in easy pose. Good. So just like we have done, spine, torso rotates gently in the direction of the right leg. Hands come towards the earth on either side. Inhale to center, sweep your arms up, palms face each other. Exhale, pull your belly button in, gentle twist to the opposite side as hands come to the floor. Feet flexed. Inhale, spine to center, arms reach high. Exhale, belly pulls in, twisting from belly to ribs, shoulders, gently to the other side. Inhale and lift. Exhale. A few more times, connecting to the rhythm of your body, your energy, your breath, your intuition. Eyes can be open or closed. And though I always encourage you to tune into your body, your rhythm, I want to make an extra point of it today. So as you move, make extra space to connect with your impulse, the part of you instinctually that knows when to move or how long to hold. Making space for the intuitive self. On your next inhalation, reach to center, and as you exhale, settle forward and down. Hands to the earth, belly moves towards the ground, and hands, just like earlier, can be close to the body. If it feels better, reach them as far out as you'd like. Check in with the backs of your legs as you deepen into your stretch, so you make sure you're stretching in a way that feels good to you, feels completely safe, nurturing, and we'll hold here for several rounds of breath, giving the body a chance to let go, to familiarize itself in this position. As you hold, stay connected to that intuitive self, open to any messages about shifting, moving, backing out, deepening in, staying open to intuitive messages from your body about what it's asking or telling. Start to walk your hands back in, coming all the way up. Lean back a little bit so you can bring the soles of your feet to touch. Take your hands gently to rest on your kneecaps. No pressure, they're just resting. We'll take seated cat and cow here. If the bound angle, the Baddha Konasana legs are uncomfortable, you can go back to easy pose. You can come back to wide leg. So we're working the spine, so the legs can and should be in a posture that feels good for you. As you inhale, take your heart forward, broad across the chest, chin comes forward, and as you exhale, round your spine behind you, tuck your chin down. Inhale, heart comes forward, chin comes forward, elbows are bending back. Exhale, round the spine, straighten the arms, tuck the chin. Inhale, forward with the heart, forward with the chin, elbows bend back. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin. And we'll keep going. A few more rounds. Find your rhythm. You know the movement. It's repetitive. It's simple. So trust your body. Trust yourself that you know it. And let go of the how do I do this? And move more into the how do I do this in a way that feels good? Good. And then come all the way up. Take your feet in to bound angle a little bit closer towards your body. Hold onto your feet. Inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, lean forward. Take your torso forward and down, holding on to your feet. Your forearms, if you like, you can deepen the hip opener by gently pressing your forearms into your lower legs. It's just an option. And we'll just hold here in bound angle for a few breaths. Long spine, gazing down a few inches in front of the feet. Feeling the full depth of your lung capacity as you breathe, connecting to life force. And with a nice flat back, come all the way up. All right. So we're going to come up to standing, just any way that's safe, that feels good, that's in your own time and your own body. Once you're on your feet, take them wide, a little bit wider than your hips. We're going to loosen up before we get into some standing poses. Pull your belly in a little just to protect your muscles in your back. Arms dangle heavy. A soft twist from one side to the other. Belly ever so gently pulled in. Arms flip-flop. Breathing deeply. Good. And soften that. Hands to the hips. Take your toes to face front, bend your knees a bit, and the hips circle around in one direction. At a speed that feels good, at a size that feels good. You can remember nobody's watching you. I can't see you. Nobody can except whoever is home with you. So it's a good chance to practice even more being true to yourself. It can be difficult, especially when there are a lot of people. Go the other way with your hips to contend with, but you're home alone. So use that opportunity to be true to yourself. We're going to come back to center. Take your feet together underneath you if you can. If that feels too wobbly, take them about 6 inches apart. Bend your knees, hands just rest on the thighs, and the knees softly circle. the same direction, soft circle. You just want to loosen up and limber up. That's our goal here. And the other way, the movement lubricates the body. Great. So come and stand. You can separate the feet 6 inches, nice sturdy base. Just roll the wrists now. Breathing deeply. Notice your body. Wrists roll the other way. Good. And then relax it down. So we're going to start with playful balance here. Take your feet quite a bit wider than your hips. Maybe they're a foot out from your hips. Let's see. You'll play with it to make sure it feels good as we move. Heels are in to the midline and toes point away. Arms open strong from the shoulders, palms face down. Now bend your knees, coming into goddess pose, and we'll aim to have the knees pretty much over the ankles. Good. So from your goddess, we're going to straighten the legs, heel toe your feet in once or twice, so your stance is quite a bit wider. Shift your weight to your left leg, drag your right toe in, tilt your arms, and either stay or lift your right leg. So we're in what I'm calling shooting star. Come back down to center. Heels are in towards center. Toes are turned out. We're in 5-pointed star. Take a few breaths here. You have your feet are 2, your hands are 2, and your head is 1. Those are your 5 points. We're going to shoot our star to the other direction. So shift your weight towards your right leg. Drag your left big toe in, resting it on the floor. Tilt your upper body, and if you like, lift. Shooting your star. And we're playing, so it's okay if you come out or if you're unsure or unsteady. Come back to center, and let's move with breath. So inhale, and as you exhale, shooting star. Inhale, 5-pointed star at center. Exhale, shooting star. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, shooting star. One more time. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, shooting star. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, release your arms. Good. Come to the front of your mat. Like before, your feet together if that feels sturdy enough. With your feet together, your base is more narrow, and the more narrow the base, the harder it is to balance. So if feet together feels unstable, you're going to separate your feet about 6 inches apart, okay? Take your hands towards the horizon, palms together. We're going to move and flow. So, as you inhale, sweep your right hand across your arm, across your chest, and reach to the back of your mat. As you exhale, close your arm around, forward, palms pressed together. Other side, inhale, sweep your left hand up your arm, across your chest, extend to the space behind you. Exhale, that arm just comes out, around, and front. Great. Inhale, open, the torso rotates, the hips stay forward as much as possible. Exhale, close. Good. A few more times, find your rhythm here. Inhaling and opening, exhaling, closing. Great. Come forward, take your hands to your heart, your rib cage. Imagine that there's a ribbon or a connection between the lowest part of your rib cage and the highest part of your pelvic bones, and they want to stay close to each other. Eyes either open or closed for just a few breaths in Tadasana here, mountain pose. And we're going to bring that movement back in, but we're going to incorporate chair pose this time. If you don't want that extra element, leave it out and simply do what we've just done. Arms reach out in front. On the inhalation, the right hand sweeps across the arm, across the chest to the space behind. Exhale, close your hands together, bend your knees, sit your backside down to chair. Inhale, stand up, open up into that twist that you know. Exhale, hands come together, sitting down into chair. Inhale and open, good. So now, if you haven't already, continue at your own pace. You know the motion, your body knows it. So find that intuitive connection, your own rhythm. And next time you come front, come back to Tadasana. Hands at the heart, eyes either open softly or completely closed for a few breaths. Good. Let go of your mountain pose. We're going to come to the back of the mat now. Before we go into this next series of poses, I just want to show you, so we're going to be starting from tree pose and then moving out of it. Traditionally, tree pose, both feet are parallel. But what we're going to be doing is having the standing leg angled out about 45 degrees. So if you ever did ballet, or you had maybe a child who did ballet, you have that first position where the feet are like a little slice of pizza if you look down. So at the back of your mat, we'll just start in feet parallel, regular Tadasana, and then rotate your right leg and foot out towards the side about 45 degrees. Then shift your weight into that right leg so your left heel can lift, left knee turns out to the side, and the lifted heel connects. Hands come to the heart. So you're in tree pose, you're familiar with it. The only difference is your standing leg is turned out about 45 degrees. Just a few breaths here. You can edit your tree if you want, bringing that foot up higher or the arms overhead, whatever feels great in your body. So we have a minute, we're not going to rush anywhere. So you have the time to say, gee, what would feel good, and explore and give that to yourself. Okay, so now we're going to start to transition. Your bent knee, turn it to face forward. Bent knee and foot now face forward. Relax your hands down, palms face front, and we're going to start to step the straight facing leg into a warrior one. So we'll take maybe 3 steps to get there, and try rocking back and forth and shifting your back foot as you need as you go. Once you find the width that feels right, encourage your hips to face the front of your mat. The front heel is about lined up with the back heel. That back leg is rotated out about 45 degrees. Front leg is 90 degrees facing forward, and then when you're ready, bend the front knee 90 degrees, stopping it when it's about right over the front ankle. Hands can be towards the earth, palms face forward, hands to the heart, or hands up to the sky. So what feels good? Find a point for your eyes to focus on. Feel your breath. And as you hold the pose, let your breath enliven. As we hold a static pose like this, I think of it as a time to let the breath steal the show. Let the breath take it away. So you're breathing fully, deeply. Great. Reach your hands forward. Palms are facing towards one another. You're going to spin up on the back heel, and we're going to step forward to a chair pose with 6 inches between the feet. So step your back foot up, feet are parallel, and then bend your knees, sit your backside down to a chair. A few breaths here. The arms reaching out. If it's too intense, take hands to the heart or to the thighs. Now, start to straighten your legs, dive your torso forward, bring your hands to the mat or to your blocks or to your shins. On an inhalation, make space by lengthening your torso, and as you exhale, fold down, let your head be heavy. We'll breathe here for a few rounds of breath. Head heavy. Sitting bones reaching towards the ceiling. Great. So now, flatten your palms to the earth. You may bend your knees more if that helps. We're going to walk the feet back to downward facing dog. We're only transitioning, but start to walk back. Hands are flat, fingers are wide. Step your feet back, push into your hands, send your hips high, head heavy. Now, your upper body is strong. Start to crawl your hands back towards your feet. Forward fold again. There you are. Bend your knees, eyes open, start to roll up. And once you're up, take a minute. You can shake it out. So we have a little bit of a journey, and we're going to do that on the other side. Back of the mat. Remember, we started with a turned out tree pose. So this time it's the left leg turns out about 45 degrees. Send your weight into your left leg. Lift your right heel off the mat. Rotate your right leg out to the side and make the connection. Lifted heel to standing ankle. Hands can be towards the earth, at the heart, towards the sky. So we'll just take a few rounds of breath here in tree pose, whatever variation feels good. Your eyes are resting on a still point. Your mind is resting on the rhythm of your breath. And in your body, you're embracing what it is to be grounded, rooted, and flexible and soft. How to be steady without being rigid. Good. So if you remember, the knee, the leg that's turned out, the one that is not your standing leg, so it's your right leg, rotates to face the front of your mat. Left leg is turned out about 45 degrees. Relax your hands down, palms face forward, and we're going to take about 3 rocking steps, rocking back and forth to start to settle the foundation for the warrior one. So once you've stepped far enough, hips rotate to face the front of your mat. Front heel just about lines up with back heel. Start to bend 90 degrees into your front knee, and then decide where the arms feel best, earth, heart, or sky. Up to you. A few breaths in warrior one, eyes on a still point. Legs strong. And as we go through these transitions to chair, forward fold, down dog, and back to stand, be aware of that dedication to your inner rhythm. Making space to connect with when's the right time to move, to hold. Tuning into your inner rhythm that way. We'll stretch the hands out in front. There's space between the hands. Arms are parallel. Palms face each other. Spin your back heel up and then step your back foot parallel to your front, 6 inches apart. Drop your backside down. Bend your knees into chair pose. And remember, hands can also come to the heart, to the thighs. You can reach up to the sky, anything else that feels good. That's the goal, to meet yourself and embrace what you find. A few more deep breaths. So see if when you're ready, you can find a moment when it really feels good for you to dive forward to your forward fold. It may be at the same time as me, it may not. Invite yourself to commit to your own rhythm. And we'll hold in forward fold for a few rounds of breath. Hips reaching towards the sky, head heavy, and the spine tumbling down like a waterfall. Good. So we're going to open a period to transition to downward facing dog. Check in with yourself first. Are you already there? Maybe, and that's great. Do you want a few more breaths in forward fold before you start to transition? Maybe, and that's great. Whatever feels good. When are you ready? When you are, palms flatten, fingers spread wide, feet step back, hips go high, head is heavy. A few breaths. And we'll start to walk our hands back towards the feet, finding a forward fold at the back of the mat. Knees bend, eyes open, roll yourself up. Take a minute to shake it out, to adjust. Then arms lift high. Settle your feet about 6 inches apart and parallel. Tuck your ribs. Imagine again that connection between your low ribs and the upper portion of your pelvic bones. Eyes either open on a still point or closed for a few breaths, just in mountain pose. And as you hold mountain pose, notice your body. Sensation, heartbeat, feeling of air on skin, feet on mat. Just notice this especially if you can feel your heartbeat. That's literally your own rhythm. And then relax your arms down. Let your knees bend, hands come heavy towards the earth. Just nice and easy, actually. We're gonna come down onto all fours and then sit to one side and sweep the legs out in front. Flex your feet. You may want to shimmy a little bit until you feel really grounded towards the earth. Roll your shoulders back one time and then reach for the floor as if you're pressing in. We all have different proportions, how long our torsos are, how long our arms are. So you see my palms don't reach to the floor. So what I'm going to do is put my fingertips to the earth. We're sitting up tall in a staff pose, Dandasana. Legs are strong and straight. Torso is strong and straight. Just a few more breaths. This pose is simple, mechanically, but at the same time, with the strong and straight energy, you may have a chance to really feel your power. Great. So take your arms, reach them up towards the ceiling, palms face one another. You can bend your knees a little bit. Let's bend our knees a little bit to start. Inhale, sit tall, and then as you exhale, belly comes toward thighs, hands come to the mat, to the ankles, to the feet. So we're coming into Paschimottanasana, back stretch pose. So your knees are bent, and that's a great place to start. If you are curious, you want to straighten them out, or straighten them out more, go right ahead. We're leaning our torsos forward, doing our best now to stay open and broad across the chest. A few deep breaths. And then lift your spine right back to center. If you want, you can point the feet for a moment, point out through your toes, then relax your feet and just shake your legs up and down. Good. Find your blanket or whatever you were propping your hips up on earlier. We're going to come sit on the blanket again. Either find easy pose, Sukhasana, or the wide V. We're just going to stretch into the upper body a little bit. So first, reach your arms behind you, palms facing each other, shoulders down, and just imagine as you reach that you are holding a block between both of your hands. So we're reaching down, and at the same time, avoiding the arms going too wide apart. We're just imagining creating a connection between the palms of the hands energetically. And then relax your arms down. Take your right arm to the sky and bend at the elbow. The opposite arm comes around, shoulder pushes forward, bend at the elbow, and find your spine. sitting up tall. So connect with the depth that feels good for your body here. Don't force anything. Make sure that whatever depth you've brought your hands to, you can still open across the front of your body. The closer your hands are together, the more challenging the posture. So if you find yourself very stifled, lift your top hand higher, bring it to the back of your head, and lower your bottom hand lower, maybe down towards your low back. And then soften, easy, slow release. Hands to the lap. Take one full inhalation and exhalation. Good. And then we'll set up on the other side. So the opposite arm lifts. Elbow bends as that hand comes behind the body. You can rest it up high behind your head or lower down further depending on what feels good to you. The opposite arm comes around to the side, and then that shoulder rotates forward. Bend the elbow, bring the hand to the back. So if you're feeling tight, your hands will look more like this, with a lot of space between them. And that's just fine. If hands wide isn't deep enough of a stretch for you, you'll make an effort to move them closer together. And that's fine. So whatever feels good in your body is what you're aiming for. A few deep breaths here in Gomukhasana arms. We have our cow face arms. And then slow and mindful to release. Hands to the lap and take a full inhalation through the nostrils and exhalation through the nostrils. Good. We're going to come down onto our backs, so if you'd like to put on another layer or your socks, now's the time. Now's a good time. You can always do it later as well. And then stretch your legs out. Your heels come towards the front of your mat, feet flexed. And we're going to come onto our backs, either by reaching forward and rolling the spine down without using the hands, or by using the arms, using the hands, and just making our way down. We're going to pause for a moment. Let your body go. Feel your breath. And here, step your feet onto the mat. Open your arms to a T. Lift your feet off the floor, knees bent, a 90-degree angle in the knees, and then relax them down to the left side, either gazing to the ceiling or for a deeper twist away from the knees. Shoulders are heavy, knees are heavy. Breath is easy. When it feels good for your body and natural, start to float your knees over to the other side. Shoulders stay heavy, arms stay heavy. Settle your gaze where it feels comfortable. And in your recline twist, let your body go to gravity and feel your breath easy and flowing. And then softly come back to center with your knees and your head. Take your feet onto the floor and extend your legs out and down. Feet moving out towards the corners of the mat and beyond. Turn your palms to the sky and open your hands and arms wide away from your body. Imagine the back of your neck long. Let your eyes close. Make your shoulders even heavier towards the floor. Feel your belly, ribs, chest expand as you inhale softly and effortlessly. Relax the muscles of your forehead. Relax your jaw. Soften your eyeballs back and down, resting into their sockets. Let your tongue be heavy in your mouth. And as you rest, notice sensation in your jaw. Notice your teeth. Notice sensation in your lips. Notice your cheeks. Sense your nostrils. And the tip of your nose. Notice your eyelids. And your eyebrows. Sense your forehead. Top of your head. The back of your head. Sense your ears, your neck, sense your chest and your belly. Sense your low back, mid back, and upper back. Sense the round tops of shoulders, your upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, and hands. Sense your pelvis, your thighs, knees, shins, calves, ankles, and feet. And as you rest, feel the gentle flow of your breath. Imagine with each breath in, the air, the energy, the breath goes all the way to the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. Each breath in, all the way to the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. And as you breathe, feel the floor underneath you, all the parts making connection there. And feel the air where it touches your skin. Notice the sounds that you can hear. And begin to move again in your own time, in a way that feels good for you. Eventually coming to rest on one side in a fetal position. And as you move and rest, I'll share a poem by Dana Faulds on this theme of each having our own timing, and on a theme of life even, having its own timing and tuning into that and trusting it. This poem is called Waiting for Safety. Fern, furled, a question mark waving in the wind, holding to the fetal curl and the safety of the winter womb. Nothing, not the gentle kiss of sun, nor stream, voice, calling, can coax that frond to unfurl one single moment before it does. Nothing, not the gentle kiss of sun, nor stream voice calling, can coax that frond to unfurl one single moment before it does. So in your own time, whenever you feel ready, unfurl up to a seated position. We'll take prayer pose with the hands, eyes open or softly closed, and just think about somebody who could use some loving energy, and if you would, send some to them, share some with them. There's a lot of stress, grief, so your yoga energy, harness it and just send some to someone who could use it. And then join me to sing the sound of Om to close our practice. Thank you, everyone. My name is Joy Ruben, and I am with you today with Berkshire Yoga Dance and Fitness. It's been wonderful. Feel free to send me requests for poses or body parts. You can message me, Joy Ruben, on Facebook, and I'll be happy to tailor the practice to what your body is asking for. It's been wonderful to be with all of you. Thank you for joining. Check out the other classes on Berkshire Yoga Dance and Fitness. Stay moving, stay breathing, stay connecting to your spirit. Bye for now. See you next time.